came across this topic in discussion the other day, and obviously it's one of those things that people claims that the younger generation just kind of forgets about as time goes on and things happen and people forget about it or they don't keep up with it, too young to understand what it is. So I thought I'd make a video on it and talk about it. But basically, John and Loreena Bobbitt were obviously married, and supposedly Loreena was in an abusive relationship with John. Now obviously I'm sure it's a little more complicated than that. Loreena had some questionable comments when it came to how it was abusive, but anyways, besides the fact, supposedly John would rape her and abuse her on the regular. So one night Loreena came home. John had supposedly raped her that night, and John went to bed, and then supposedly, well actually not supposedly, this is confirmed, Loreena went into the kitchen, got a knife, then cut off John's wiener. Then she proceeded to leave the house, drive down a highway or something. Then she would go on to throw the wiener out of the window because it was difficult to drive. Then she would later call the cops, telling them what she did, how she cut off her husband's wiener and where the wiener could be found in the exact location. And then fascinatingly enough, it was recovered, put on ice, and was later reattached to John's body. I would just say that. And yeah, so anyways, John would get it reattached, obviously gain full function, even going on to capitalize off of his success by making, let's just say, some unique feature films. One of them called Frankenwiener. Yeah, you can probably see how. But yeah, he used that in a unique way to capitalize off of his notoriety. Very unique. You know what? I'm just gonna say, you know what? You do what you want to. Game is game, and gotta make your bag somehow, I suppose. But anyways, there was criminal lawsuits filed, criminal action taken, justice taken per se, and what happened was Loreena was found not guilty based off insanity, so she got like 45 days in an insane asylum or something, and then John would go on to be found guilty of sexual abuse, but the jury consisted of 7 females and 3 males. Now I don't know about you, but obviously in a sexual misconduct abusive case, especially ruling in the woman's favor, definitely if you have a jury full of women, that's definitely going to rule against the male. Again, I do believe that John was probably abusive because it would come out later that he received several reports of abuse even from other women. So yeah, he probably wasn't just a good guy in general. But yeah, this whole thing was just kind of weird. It almost seemed like it's not even real. Like you just cut off someone's wiener and it gets reattached. It just sounds like fantasy. And I really thought it was quite interesting when it was brought up in the topic and something I had no idea that even existed. So I thought I'd bring it up and just talk about it. With that being said, stay safe and stay hydrated.